Starting. Okay, hello. Welcome to our movie club. Today we'll discuss movie Sound of Thunder. Thunder. Usually, how to pronounce it?
Thunder, like think thunder.
Think Thunder. I don't know if it's an original name of the book. I cannot remember.
It is.
It is? Ah, okay. Because I know it was about butterfly effect, and butterfly effect it's in my memory always whenever I think about this movie. Okay, let's start from. I again forgot to prepare the cast, so I'm going to IMDb to find it.
And I also posted a message back in our chat area.
Yep, exactly.
If you look at that too.
Yep, exactly. I have seen it. Sergey, could you please start with the story?
Yeah. If I understand it correctly, this story based on the history by Bradbury about the butterfly effect, about but I don't know how it's called, but I'm sure that this story, the story about the future. In the future, people created the time machine. And the time machine uses the time machine used as a touristic portal from future to the past for develop the world with dinosaurs, for killing dinosaurs, for giving the new emotions. And I think that it was not a good idea for everybody, but this was realized, and they organized this touristic program, Ben Kingsley, and he invited rich people for discover this program.
Okay. Sergey, what is safari? Can you describe to us what is safari?
Safari is the process when you could kill some animals, or when you're vegan or vegetarian or etc. You could photo animals, but it's a light version of safari. Safari is the process very rare in Africa, and when I have been to Africa, I took part there. I took part in safari with tigers and with some
lions,
animals.
right? Probably lions or tigers.
With lions. Yeah, I'm sorry, with lions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you killed a lion?
Fortunately, a lion didn't kill us.
but have you shoot or not? Just
no. We only see. It was very terrible for us. Very terrible.
You mean very scary, right? You have a fear.
Yeah.
Okay. So, would you like to take a safari but with dinosaurs? So, like in past.
I'm not prefer this this type of
Okay. Vova, can I ask you a few questions? So, Vova, what is a time machine?
This is machine
that you can use, right?
That it can
Go. Okay, let me help you. So time machine is a device or machine that can travel through time. So you can go to the future or to the past. If you had a time machine, where would you go? To the future or to the past?
To the future.
And why?
Because I can't.
Okay, future is more interesting, right? We know nothing about future. We know something about past, but we know nothing about future. So it's more interesting. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Vova. Okay, so I think that this company, it makes safari for rich people because time machine it seems to be expensive. Later in the movie, we can see that they try to save some money by, you know, switching off some equipment. Probably they try to balance with expenses and profit, right? So maybe that's why they need rich people to be attracted by this. And they kill animals in the past. They travel to the past and kill animals in the past who is going to die anyway, right? Gerard, do you remember this?
Yes, yes.
So how they choose animals?
Well, in here at the beginning of the movie, they want to kill a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Mm-hmm.
They know that the animal is about to die, so they can kill the animal when just the moment it's going to die.
Okay.
And everything is controlled, but there are some things that they cannot control because they can control the weapons of the guests, but they cannot control if the guest miss a step and go out of the path. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a risk. From the beginning of the movie, we can realize that there's always a risk that someone does some stupid thing.
Yeah, and if you started, what kind of weapons they use? So how they reduce?
Some liquid nitrogen, bullets, something that doesn't leave any trace.
Yeah, it was funny. Teacher Lee shared a small clip, and they used metal bullets in that, and they have a dig bullets from the dinosaur. So ice was a more like developed solution, more advanced.
Elegant solution.
Elegant solution. Yeah, you don't have to put it back. And Vova, do you understand why they control how they control rifles, guns of the guests? And please unmute. So when guests can shoot?
Instructor.
After the instructor. Actually, is it a good word for instructor for this kind of job?
I would call him tour guide.
Tour guide. Okay, tour guide. Okay, so they went there. They trying to kill Tyrannosaurus Rex. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Vasas, what happened?
They invited other two new guys to the safari, and they did the same procedure, but something unexpected happened there, that one of the new visitors changed something in the past. Like he killed a butterfly, so it changed due to the butterfly effect. It changed the future, so changed reaction, changed everything, but they were not aware of it, so they left the place, but once they returned, they started to witness some anomalies, weird things in real life. So they could see new trees, fast growing trees on roads and on walls. They have the capacity to grow through the wall. So it was so much powerful. They are evolution. How to say that? It's that. I don't know, the evolution of trees.
The chain of evolution was altered, right? It was another like
Yeah.
chain. So when they get a new abilities, I don't think we should call that capabilities or something. It's abilities, right? Or what is teachable? When you have some skills or something, is our abilities, right?
Yeah, skills or abilities, but the new species were something different than abilities.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, do you remember what else was new in this world? How they found that they altered the how to say it, the modern future or something. how they understood that something wrong. Sergey? No? So Vasan just mentioned it was some trees that could go through the, you know, the wall, the wall of concrete, so something new, and they found they have a picture, right? They have a memory of streets, and when they returned back, it was changed, so like immediately for them. So that's why they started to be worried, but they did not find anything, right? What they changed for the first. That's how I remember this.
The climate was changed. The climate was changed. The trees started to grow up faster than usual, and they met a lot of spiders, the big spiders, and it was unusual for them because they noticed some time waves.
Yeah. Could you describe it? What is this? What is this time wave?
Time, if I understand correctly, this episode, the time waves speed up in the developing the alternative world. Trees, animals, some new creatures, climate changes, and they have several time waves. After that, they would maybe could be blew up. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember, was this concept of time waves in the book? Probably not. Book was short.
I never read the book. Yeah, I don't know. I think they might have made that one up.
Yeah, actually, I don't quite understand how it works and why they have to invent this time wave just to have a good picture, I guess.
The movie and the book had a couple of small differences that are so trivial, I don't know why they did it. In the movie, Travis Ryers, Travis was his first name. In the book, it was his last name. In the movie, there were time waves. I think in the book, probably not. In the book, Eckles was the tourist that stepped on the butterfly, but in the movie, it was the other guy, Middleton, that stepped on the butterfly. Why make little changes like that? It makes no sense.
But they need to feel, you know, all this time of the movie to make it 1 hour plus.
Yeah.
Actually, the story that you shared in our chat, this YouTube story, it suits the book very precisely. So in the book, there was no waves. So they just went back. They see this caption and they understood everything. So by writing, they understood everything. So that's all. Nothing. No climate change. Nothing more.
Yeah, that 20-minute clip or 25-minute clip was actually a 30-minute like sci-fi TV show.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it was kind of short. It was a 30-minute TV show like The Outer Limits or The Twilight Zone. So
yeah, but it was pretty accurate. Gerard, please.
More condensed. Yeah.
Gerard, we don't hear you.
No sound.
Something with sound. And you are muted, unmuted, so it's microphone. Okay, why you're struggling with sound? I will ask Sergey. Sergey, how would you say that you have seen large spiders in Sonia's apartment? How would you define what is the difference between bugs and spiders? Bugs, you know, a bug, a small insect. Bug and spider. How would you describe the difference?
If I remember correct, the spider have eight legs. Insects have 6 legs, maybe.
You're probably right. But for me, bug is something. How I distinguish this? For me, spider is something with, you know, huge legs, something that you can see, and bug is something, you know, compact, like a point.
Essentially, yeah, bugs. We usually think of bugs as insects, but people might call a worm or a spider a bug. It's a loose term.
Okay.
Are, both creation are bad for me.
Right? Really? What was never use bad and good in English. Find another adjective.
Ugly.
Ugly, repulsive, repulsive, right? What else?
Repulsive. Yeah.
Repulsive.
Ugly.
Ugly. Actually, I have no problem with spiders, but I don't like bugs. And you know, this cockroaches is the worst.
Yeah, yeah.
There were a few clues that things had changed when they came back from the bad expedition. The weather was warm. The bugs were in her apartment. And remember, he had a plant that was dying in his apartment. And when he came back, the plant was blooming and beautiful and healthy. So he's like, something's changed.
Vova, I know that you had a book about insects. So how many legs has a spider and bug? What is the difference?
Spider have
Has
8 legs.
and the bug?
Bug has 6 years.
Yep.
Legs. Thank you. Very good. So are there insects with 4 legs? Is it possible?
Not by definition.
Okay. Okay, it was a small, Gerard, could you talk now? We don't hear you.
No sound.
No sound.
That's strange.
Okay, so Vasants, would you like to continue with the story? But I actually not quite sure where we stopped.
We talked about the bugs in the apartment.
Yeah. So they found all these clues in New World. They found bugs. They found that the reality is changed. So what else? What they started to do? Vasants?
They jumped out of a building, and with the help of an explosion by letting the oxygen cylinder burn. Then they went to the company to tell the truth and to convince them that they had to change the past event so that they can correct all the problems that are occurring right now. So with the help of the lady scientist who designed the artificial intelligence, the main guy went to the past alone to check the mistake, and I think intentionally or unintentionally he went very not so far. He went to the Red Indians era, and they were about to fight. They are about to having a fight to some sort of a tribal war. So they were traveling on their horses, and he escaped from them. At the same time, he experienced another time way. So he again returned to the reality, and another wave made a huge change in the evolution again. They could see a lot more weird animals, weird mutants in the reality.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, I think this movie is kind of hard to describe, right? Because we had a few waves, a few like returning back, and I don't remember exactly all the small details. Sergey, maybe you would like to continue?
The women started to describe the idea about time waves, and she told them that they couldn't go to the several time because the time waves closed before. I don't know why, but maybe it's rules. Maybe it's true. but they could go before the way in 1 hour, in 5 minutes, and when they go to this time, they could change something that went for this consequences in this time. But it's
Yeah.
a difficult for describing and understanding, because the time trips are very difficult for understand.
I know what you're talking about. Yes, it's kind of tricky, you know. To cancel an event provoked by time wave, you have to go to 5 minutes before, 1 year before, and make something to cancel the opportunity to make this First Amendment.
Yeah.
Am I right, teacher Lee? Something like this?
Yeah, it's a little paradoxical. It's hard to imagine in your mind.
Yeah. So let's imagine that I drink something poisoned, right? It's a, let's say, poisoned wine. So I can go to the past and you know break the glass. So that's why I don't have an opportunity to be poisoned by wine. So
Right. What he was going to do was to go back in time, and when they came out of the capsule onto the path, he was going to say, "Stop, go back. We screwed up. Go back." But it didn't work. He couldn't get there.
So they have to invent a way to to influence the situation. Yeah.
Yeah, the circles.
Yeah, to make loops, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, funny. I don't know. Should we go with the story again? Let's find a few scenes. Maybe teacher Lee can make some summarizing later about the story, because it's really hard to follow all the details in this movie. I guess. Sergey, do you remember this episode or this scene with? Oh, let me ask Vova. Vova, please unmute. Do you remember that there was in the beginning of the movie there was a woman who had something red in her glass, and he throws this to the people?
Yes.
You remember who was this woman? How would you describe her? What she wanted to do?
Stop time machine,
Why?
because it's do butterfly effect.
It's dangerous. It can make and can change something. Thank you very much. So I think it's the like direct analogy to Greenpeace. Sergey, what do you think? Is it the same?
Yeah, she's time activist. She warned them about some dangerous moment when you travel to the past, and because people would have some problem if they break the rules. But if I remember the rules, you don't take something from the past. You don't shoot before the guide. You don't go through the road.
Yep.
And something.
I don't know how to summarize it, but I would call it like you make zero impact to the past, right? So whatever you do, there must be no tracks of your action. So it's zero footprint. So
no virus footprint, no physical footprint, no carbon footprint.
Yeah. Whatever way you break this rule, you will face consequences. Do we, teacher, is it correct? Face consequences? Can you say so?
Yep, that's fine. Yep.
Thank you. Okay. Vasants, do you remember there was some equipment was switched off during this traveling? Do you remember this? And why it has been done?
Yes, I think it's a bio sensor. Is that right? Some sort of if they bring something to the reality, so it will sensor their body and alert them that they have brought something that they should not have. So so that nothing can be changed in the past. So yeah.
So I guess it's I actually don't remember how it was in the movie. I would call it like a bio detector or something. So
Mm-hmm.
it's detects if you have something unusual.
I get the impression it did two things because they didn't do either of these things manually. It checks your weight. It weighs everything that goes into the past, and it weighs everything that comes back, and the weights have to be exactly matched. The second thing it does is it prevents any additional, but they call it a biofilter, so it prevents biological or living tissue from coming back.
Mhm.
So the butterfly would have been blocked, so it wouldn't come back into the future.
Yeah.
But that still wouldn't keep it from dying. So I'm not sure what good that was.
Well,
But what puzzled me is they didn't do these simple checks as a routine, you know, like a checklist. Weight going equal to weight coming back, check. You know, they didn't do simple checks like that.
Probably they had a loosey management, I would say. And there was a guy from government, maybe because of this.
Yeah, that's something else that was interesting. When this private company invented time travel, the government had no mechanism to control that, so they had to create a time management department in the government whose sole purpose was to regulate this time travel company. And he was the political officer, if you will. He was the government guy there to make sure that everything they did was by the book, and they didn't take any shortcuts, and the quality was maintained, and safety was priority. But it turned out he got bribed by the owner because he wasn't making a big salary. So he allowed the owner to turn off that biofilter to save money. By saving money, he had money to bribe the government guy.
I guess this officer was demotivated. He said he was ready to retirement. He said, I have a few time to my retirement, so no motivation, no good job. But it sounds strange, you know. So time machine, it's a technology that can ruin the whole world. Not only one country, the whole world. In Russia, if private company started to try to open, this government will close it like 1 second.
Would take control of it, would steal it, really, yeah.
Yeah, in 1 second it will be sealed by, you know, officers, and no one can use it.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess in America it would be the same. Right?
And a lot of it is mentality. It's kind of like the Japanese. The owner of the company said, we've got fail safes. We've got an AI watching all this stuff. Nothing can go wrong. Accidents can't happen. It's impossible. We've foreseen every possibility, and we've got everything covered. There's no danger whatsoever of changing the present, you know.
Yeah. Gerard, please.
What I wanted to tell you before is that you and Teacher Lee, we tackled this short story. We read the short story. You remember? It's written by Wright Bradbury in these classes that we, you know, you were about a short story.
Yeah, so we read this before, right?
Yeah, because it's not a big book. It's only a short story.
You're right.
Yeah.
We did. You're right. Yeah, I just forgot.
With
Forgotten
Diana.
that.
With
Yeah.
Diana.
Nice,
Right.
nice. Thank you, Gerard. Gerard, anything what would you like to describe or to ask about this movie?
Well, I like the short story better. I don't know, it's too simple. I don't understand why such a good actor like Ben Kingsley participated in this movie.
Money, I guess.
Money.
I think he had fun in this movie. Remember when he came down from the party and he asked Travis, he said, come up to the party to meet the clients. And Travis says, I'm busy. No, you don't understand. You know, I'm the boss. My job is to make money and get rich and fat. Your job is to impress the guests. And when I say guests, I mean clients. And when I mean clients, it's people that pay money. So, you know, and so he talked about the capitalist system in America and said, no, so you do what you do, they do what they do, everyone's happy, I get rich and fat. Isn't this a wonderful country? You know, he just had fun in that movie.
Yeah, it was nice monologue. And he acted well during the whole movie, I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
Basans, please.
Yes, in my opinion, the execution was failed uh, doing in this story, because I could see both good and bad visual effects in this movie, especially that when they go to the past, they go through some sort of a hole, that represented. It was a good one. Some sort of a black hole or something. So that visual effects were so good, but the future cars and moving cars, automated cars, and everything was some sort of amateur. They could have done it better. Yeah.
Poor special effects.
Yeah.
Well, maybe because it's the movie, as I read on IMDb, it was made in Czech Republic or something like this. So probably that's the answer.
And the company actually went bankrupt and had to get more money to finish the movie. So the production had financial troubles.
So there's just, actually, I just remember, it was written on IMDb that there was some flooding or something, and they lost a lot of equipment. So
Yeah.
probably the movie was made by one iPhone and, one
Yeah.
computer.
Yeah, they had a big flood in Czechoslovakia and all of their set got washed away. So, yeah.
So they have to paint it with paint, on the
Yeah.
personal computer.
Interesting.
Okay, I think we cannot continue with the story, right? Because there is
So there's a paradox in the story. If they always go back to the same point in time to shoot the dinosaur every safari tour,
Mhm.
then they would keep meeting themselves on other tours at that same time, at the same point. But they never did. So that's kind of a plot hole.
Well, in the book, it was written like there was a special guy, kind of investigator, whose job was to find these events in the past, to find all these dinosaurs. So it was a new dinosaur every time in the book.
Yeah, that would make more sense. Yeah,
No, not in the movie.
you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But here it was the same place, at the same time, over and over and over again.
Another thing, what you told us about the measuring the weight before and after, and exact, but it cannot be done exact comparison because they lost some ammunition, right? They shoot something, so it must be different.
Unless the AI knows how many bullets they shoot and it can subtract the weight of the ice bullets.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it may be done, it's possible it can be done, but they'd have to, compensate for that.
Compensate, yeah. And it's hard to compensate because, one flower, one butterfly can change. How much butterfly weight, I guess?
Well, 1.3 grams was the weight difference, right?
Yeah, so
Which was mud and butterfly.
I guess I can lose 1 kilogram because of stress if I see a dinosaur.
Yeah, sweat. Yeah, sweat.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it
And
stays
maybe
inside your
more,
suit.
and maybe more.
Maybe more. We have a lot of joke in Russian. We have a lot of jokes about meeting
With
a
beer.
beer and losing weight abruptly, by shitting your pants.
Yeah. But it would come back with you inside your suit.
Gerard, please.
That's what I wanted to tell you, that when you exercise a little bit, you lost sweat and weight because you burn, some energy, and the energy of many people must be some grains.
Mm-hmm.
But again, they're inside of a closed suit.
Hmm.
So it's still going to stay in their weight. The weight's still going to be there.
Okay, yes.
They did that so that they wouldn't bring bacteria into the past.
Yeah.
So remember when they were getting ready to go back, he said, okay, close visors.
Sergey, do you remember that they were not supposed to look on the lights when they travel? Why?
It was a joke for supporting travelers. because I understand them, and when you go to the excursion for the plant, for the something interesting, the guide have some jokes about it. Please don't see this because it made blow up. But it was a joke, and after that, the guide explained the joke, and the people feel more
Relax.
better.
So it's kind of icebreaker, right? Kind of something that make you relax a bit, you know.
Yeah,
I have heard a lot of these jokes. You know, when we're rafting on the river, instructor always say it's very dangerous, so don't let your boat get wet. You know, something like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same.
And they monitor your blood pressure and your respiration, so they can tell if you're getting hyper and you're going to panic. You need to go back to the capsule. You're getting too, you know. But you know, the fact that someone can panic and walk off that path is so easy and predictable. They should have made it more foolproof. I would have had at least handrails on, you know, with glass sides, so you couldn't just accidentally step off.
Maybe some tether attached to you to, you know, to have an ability to lock you immediately if you panic, or something.
Exactly, you know, but they didn't have that. But we have, in America, we have a thing. We believe that when you die and your soul leaves your body, you'll see a bright white light. Mm-hmm. And that's like heaven. So we have a saying, walk into the light. Yep. So he's saying, don't look at the light. So it's kind of opposite what you're expecting him to say from our point of view, you know.
Okay, let's speak a bit about time traveling in general. So, Vasants, if you had a time machine, would you share it with someone? Would you travel alone?
I would travel alone. I prefer traveling alone, maybe. But recently, I read Stephen Hawking's brief answers to the big question. So he triggered a lot of questions and ideas about time traveling. You know, what if you travel to the past and kill your parents? So what would happen after then? So you would not be born, you know. So some sort of questions arose. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. So what will happen if I go to the past and changes something? Will it make me, let's say that,
disappear?
Non-existent? Yeah, disappear. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you killed your parents in the past, you should disappear because you no longer exist. You know, you never existed, really.
Yeah, but if you disappear, who killed your parents in the past, right?
Yeah, paradox. Yeah.
It's a time paradox, which actually assured me that time machine is impossible, you know, because you can easily build those paradoxes that can bring, you know, law of physics, I guess, or law of logic, and I believe to the logic.
It's like the moment when he went back into the past to talk to the girl, to tell her to turn on the biofilter. There were two of him there at the same time, at the same place. So how can there be two of him at the same time, in the same place? So that's this paradox we talk about. It you know, it sounds like you could do it, but when you think about the actual circumstance, it should be impossible. We don't understand time travel yet. It might be, we don't know, you know.
It's impossible. So, Vova, let me ask you, if you can go to the past, you know, and meet young Vova, what advice would you give this young Vova? What would you say to young Vova? Do this or do this?
Younger.
I don't know.
Okay, let's wait a few years. Sergey, and what would you advise yourself?
If I return in the past,
Yeah, if you had the ability, where to go?
Oh, I have the very long list about my mistakes, and I don't know what would be first because it's a lot.
Well, you know, usually your first year of college or before you join the military, those are the points where you want to go back and say, don't join the military or don't major in music. You're going to die poor.
Yeah.
No.
Shoot yourself now, right?
Yeah, you're going to suffer a lot. Go ahead and just shoot yourself now. Save yourself pain.
Yeah, actually, I guess it's impossible. It's impossible to invent a good advice to yourself. I guess it's my belief, because whenever you advise, you change your personality, you change your life, you change. It's unpredictable. It can lead to unpredictable consequences. So you think you're giving a good advice, like avoid this, I don't know, workplace. Don't work for this company, but it can lead you to another life, to another situation, and make everything worse. My opinion.
Yeah,
Well,
possible.
I have an advice I would give myself. You know, play this lottery number on this day.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to be rich.
Gerard,
Exactly.
it's a very nice point. You know, let's ask ourselves. So, guys, these guys in the movies, they have a time machine and they have a money problem, right? Why cannot solve this with some kind of lottery, or I don't know, game or something?
Or the
And share markets and look at that. Yeah.
stock market.
Yeah,
Yeah,
buy
yeah,
Tesla.
they could use it to go back to yesterday, get the lottery number, come back to today, make a lot of money, and now they can pay for anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Or just, you know, something not so traceable, you know, something that's just like, I don't know, buy Tesla in October, sell Tesla in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so easy, you know.
Apple.
And it's almost, you know, untraceable. No one can accuse you that you made something wrong.
It's like the one movie. There's actually a movie called The Butterfly Effect. I didn't watch it, but it's about a guy. Somehow he can travel back in time, and how does he use this amazing ability to fix his bad relationship with his girlfriend?
But I watched it. It's not that bad, you know. This movie, I think. So the way how guy used it, he could find a better application, I would say. But but after all, the movie was good. I had a sympathy for this guy. So at the end, it was.
I liked it because it was an interesting concept, you know. The great white hunter. We have a kind of a bad connotation. The great white hunter, you know, they go out and kill big elephants and kill tigers and lions, and sort of the rich people want to go back and shoot the ultimate game, you know, the dinosaur, the T-Rex, you know.
Actually, the time traveling and changing like future by changing past, it's very popular idea. It's the famous film, the famous movie was Back to the Future or something like this. It was very famous in Soviet Union. Do you remember, Sergey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael J. Fox.
But that one was, in that one, did they go to the past or did they go to the future?
In first, it was a sequels, right? And the first one, they went to the past.
They did go to the past. Okay.
Yeah, just to fix, I guess, something with relationship. I don't remember.
So it should have been back to the present, but they called it back to the future. Okay.
Back to the past.
Masans, please.
If time travel is possible, then why don't the future people are not still not ready to share the technology to us to make it so fast, you know?
Exactly, it's another paradox. Just imagine that at some point it will be possible. It's not important where it will be some point, right? It can be 5 centuries from now, it can be 100 centuries from now, who cares? At some point people invent that and they can go back to us and say something, right? But it didn't happen, as we know.
Actually, if you search the internet for time travel movies, some of them are pretty interesting. I watched one movie a few months ago where a man invented a time machine in his garage, okay? And he used his daughter to experiment on and sent her into the future, and he couldn't get her back. So he kept trying to do things, and one of the problems with this is you had to kill someone right before you sent them into the future or some nonsense like that.
Wow.
But anyway, what happened was he got somebody, came back from the future and said, I'm from the future, and we know what you're doing. And what you're doing is going to destroy the universe. So stop what you're doing. Destroy your machine now, you know. And so it was what Vasant said. Someone from the future coming back saying, we know what you did or you're doing, and it's going to destroy everything. Stop, you know. Or the future's going to be horrible because of your invention.
Right.
Destroy it now.
I remember the same motive. Maybe I watched it, maybe and it was another movie. Once we did in our movie club, once we did a comedy. The name was Frequently Asked Questions About Time Travel. It was a comedy, very stupid one, but I still enjoy this loops.
Yeah.
Okay, if you have no question, and I guess teacher, if you would like to give some summary for us for this movie, it would be nice. But I guess it's
kind of hard to summarize. I mean, most of it was trying to fix the problem, but there's a time travel company that gives tours to rich men to go back in time to shoot a dinosaur for a wonderful memory that's captured on a holo disc, which I would have called a holo ball, but they call it a holo disc. So rich people pay to go back to shoot a dinosaur so they can say, I'm the greatest hunter in the world, you know. And the first time they have this tour, it goes well. I guess they have a lot of tours and they all go well. But then there comes a tour where one of the guests, the clients, panics, and him and a friend run down the end of the pathway out of sight. For some reason, it curves around. It's a straight line in the movie, but somehow they go around a curve and no one knows what happens. And then when the event is over, they all go back home. And it turns out something happened when those two guys went out of sight, but no one knows. So when they get back to the future, as we said, for the present, the temperature had changed. Plants were growing more rapidly, and some things had changed. And then he went to see this activist woman who sprayed blood on the guests one time to give bad publicity to the company to try to shut them down. And he finds out that she's not a crazy woman, but she's the inventor of the machine. And the owner, Ben Kingsley, took credit for all of her inventions and erased her name from everything. So nobody had ever heard of her. So he believed her and enlisted her help. He kind of felt like, well, she thinks this could destroy the world. Maybe I better listen to her. So he went to visit her, and that's when he saw all these bugs, and they had to, I don't know how many floors up they were, but here they said, we can only jump. So they jumped off the balcony from probably 10 floors up. Mm-hmm. Luckily, there was a tree had grown there that wasn't there before, and it broke their fall. Now, come on, are you going to jump off of a 10-story building to escape bugs? I would have run out the front door, you know. But anyway, so now they knew there was a problem. So these time waves started happening that changed the present or the future in increments. Instead of changing everything instantly, it changed it in waves. But the waves came faster and faster. So the first wave changed all the plant life, the most primitive part of life. And then the second wave changed animal life. It made some mandrill baboons with the pink and blue noses. It made them into lizard monkeys and with big fangs, and they were deadly. And then the next wave brought the flying giant ugly vampire bats, hairless vampire bats. And then maybe another wave brought the undersea creature, that snake serpent that looked like a giant eel. And then she predicted that the next wave would evolve man and they would cease to be human. Now you'd think they'd be more advanced humans, but it seems like it turned her into a simple dummy creature. I don't know, but she should have been a more superhuman with big head and, you know, maybe no little fingers because we don't use it. So they had to find a way to go back into the past to undo the damage control, we call it. And so she went to help them and found that the time waves kept them from going back to 5 minutes before the safari that caused the problem. So being a woman and being able to calculate, you know, advanced calculus in her head, she said, no problem, we can shoot you here, make you go forward 1 year. It's never been done before, but theoretically it's possible. And they were able to do that without error. So it was amazing, okay? So he went back into the past, and when that safari happened, he came out and yelled to the girl. There was a girl named Jenny. Her job was to film the whole thing so that the clients had a video souvenir of their entire experience. So she's filming all this, and she films him running over, and he says, Jenny! And she looks at him and looks at the other him, and she goes, what? But she's filming it, she's recording all this luckily. So he says, turn on the biofilter. You know? So then when they go back, you know, she does that, and that prevents the incident from happening, I guess. Maybe this is the one before the butterfly incident. So by turning it on before that, I don't know, anyway. So she's got proof now that he went into the past and told them something to save the future. So he showed that to the scientist lady, and I guess that somehow empowered them to shut down this technology before it destroyed the world.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what it is.
At least we had a happy end, right? We can survive over this.
Now, if you haven't seen the little short story that I shared on the internet, in that version, there was a 30-minute TV show about this book, a dramatization. And in that book, they go into the past, the guy steps on the butterfly, they come back to the present. In the present, before there was an election going on, like Trump and Biden, right? So they go into the past. When they come back, everyone when they come back to the company, everyone's in like Hitler-like uniforms, like Nazism. And he said, how did the election go? And the soldier goes, election? What are you talking about, you know? And so he found out the future had changed, and there was a dictator in control now. So he said, wait a minute. So he walks over to one of the clients and grabs his boot and pulls it up and sees a dead butterfly on the guy's boot. So he pulls out a gun and shoots the guy dead.
Yeah, and I shared the picture from this episode that you described from this movie. Sergey, could you read this, please, for us?
Yeah, but it's Safari. Time Safari Incorporated. Safari in a year in the past. In a year.
You name
the animal. We took you there. You shoot it, but it's strange. Maybe
it actually was a consequence of of this butterfly. So it looks like it's I don't know, mixed German and everything. And
I think it's a Czech Republic writer.
So in the 30-minute movie or episode, when they come back and walk out of the time capsule, they see that sign there and they go, uh-oh. What's changed?
Okay, Sergey, just for exercise, could you please build a chain, of changing in the, I don't know, in the world that can change something. Let's say something was destroyed. How can it change, step by step, and lead to some unpredictable consequences?
In this movie?
No, just fictional example, any example. What you can
in real life.
Yeah,
what could you change in the past that would change now in real life?
In my life.
And
Yeah.
how? No, just just you can
Humanity.
made it up. Yeah, just invent one.
But
Let's say that Ivan the Terrible died of a flu and never became the.
yeah, if I have the opportunity to return in the past, I wanted to tell with Khrushchev, Nikita Sergeyevich is the third president of USSR, and I told him, please don't take the Crimea to Ukraine, please, because we will have a lot of problem in the future.
Okay, nice example. So yeah, so it's like kind of a chain of events. So I don't remember, in 1970 something, Khrushchev gave Crimea to Ukraine. Then in 100, what? Yeah.
In 1957.
Yeah. Okay. So and now we have consequences of getting it back, or all these referendum things. Yeah. Good example.
What if John F. Kennedy had not been assassinated?
Yeah. How would it change America?
How would that be different? Yeah. Interesting questions.
Yeah, but we think more about persons, right? About some historical persons, because probably they define history sometimes.
Or an invention. What if we had gone with Edison's DC power instead of, or Franklin's DC power instead of Edison's AC power? What if all electricity was battery powered, instead of AC powered, The infrastructure would be much different,
Or for example, if you're speaking about military things, what if, I don't know, Germany had a nuclear weapon in 1930 something?
Yeah.
How
We'd
would
be
it
speaking German now, yeah.
Gruppenführer.
Yeah, that's right. Heil! Yeah. In fact, that was a Star Trek episode. If you watch Star Trek, the original TV series, one of the episodes was McCoy went back in time, saved someone who was a pacifist, and she had a peace movement that delayed us getting the atomic bomb. So Hitler got the atomic bomb first, conquered the world. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay, let's make some slides as always. Sounds nice font as always. I'm sorry, I'm struggling with the chat. When I share, I never see the chat. I don't know why. So don't write T, just interrupt me because I don't see chat. Okay, so Vova, what is on this picture? How would you describe it? What can you see there? And you're muted, Vova. Please unmute.
Letters.
Letters, yes. And what else?
Leaves.
Leaves. Okay, good. What else?
Butterfly.
Butterfly. Nice, very nice. Okay, well, let's start with this one, with you.
Is.
Just name something. There are something on the picture. There is something on the picture. Or I can see.
We can see a dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
Yeah. Nice. What is his name? Do you know?
Tyrannosaur.
Tyrannosaur. Or, for short, we can call it T-Rex.
Okay, Tyrannosaur, yeah. T-Rex.
Anything else? Okay, let me help you a bit. So we can see a forest, a jungle, I would say, so like rich forest, right? Usually jungle or...
we would call it a primeval forest. Primeval means back in the dinosaur days where everything is heavily forested, and the ground plants of giant bushy ferns,
Right.
moss, and very dense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember there must be a huge trees like sequoia in America,
Yeah.
right? So we
Yeah.
don't have them now.
Yeah.
And actually, the whole like fauna, can we say fauna, teacher? Fauna, it's everything that trees
Animals.
and grass and bushes.
Yeah,
think
we
fauna
say
is animals
flora.
and flora plants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
flora and fauna. Flora's the plants, and fauna's the animals.
Yeah, and it seems to me that flora and fauna at that time was like tend to be gigantic, right? So I don't know why.
Nope. Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know why. Because the atmosphere had the percentage of oxygen was higher.
Okay. So the processes in our cells were like more intensive, probably. I don't know. Okay, we can see a few soldiers, but they are not soldiers. They're kind of hunters. They're in the group with instructors, with tour guides. And I can see helmets and equipment, some pipes with oxygen, I guess. So everything that makes their suits like a closed system, or something to
Remember
protect.
the team, the staff were specialists. One guy was the leader, Travis. He was the guy that made sure all the rules were followed, and he fired the first shot. So he timed it, made sure that the exact moment, everything happened at the right moment. The girl, her job was to film everything to make a video souvenir. The black guy, he was the technician. If anything went wrong electronically, he was the geek that would fix the equipment. So when the gun shorted out and wouldn't work, he was the guy that had to get in there and fix the gun. So they all had special jobs. So the tourists could just have fun and not have to worry about the technical stuff.
Okay, please forgive me, but I just recalled my questions that I had. So if we have a time machine, we can go to the whatever moment and get someone with us, right? So for instance, we can go there, took these people. If let's say that something bad happened, let's say that dinosaur killed a few clients, right? So how to get clients back? We go to the past 5 minutes before, take them and bring them back, right? So
Yeah.
It's always like a safety for our clients. We always can bring them back, right? So why we can afford to make a little battle, right? We can give them a knife or something and say make a battle.
Well, yeah, but if you die, then you can't enjoy your video souvenir and brag to your friends.
Yeah, but you can choose, a fight for in hard mode, I would say.
So here's a video of me being killed by a dinosaur 65 million years ago. Wow, you died a glorious death. What was it like? Oh, it hurts.
Yeah. If you suffer a lot, probably you don't want to remember the slides.
Yeah.
Okay. Vasants, please describe this one.
Yeah, this is inside the scientist's office, and he's the boss. The boss is looking at the scientist and literally threatening him that he has to comply with the rules and regulations. Right? So his job includes to respond to the clients and everything. So he is pushing him to attend the party. He was working on something, and we can see a huge monitor and small equipments on wall. A lot of pipelines, maybe they're centralized air conditioner.
What grabbed my attention is this like kind of
Golden.
golden boxes made of foil or something.
I don't know if they're transparent where you can see lights inside or what. Yeah, it looks pretty fancy. I like it.
Yeah, and this big, what is dynamic? I don't know what is this. It's like a circle sync on the table.
I forgot. Yeah. A nice control panel though for 2005. They did a good job.
Yeah, yeah, very fancy, very fancy. Okay, let's go there. Sergey, could you please?
Yeah, it's a after safari party, and we can see some two stations of the dinosaurs and special, and there are special tables for cocktails and some glasses for champagne, and there is plate for fruits, and the women with red champagne which start to fire from the bottle.
It wasn't fire, right? It was some red liquid.
Red wine, I guess, to simulate blood.
Mm-hmm.
You got blood on your hands, killing those poor helpless dinosaurs.
I guess it's not. Yeah, Tishley wrote it in the chat, so it says sculptures, right? Sculptures of
Yeah.
dinosaurs. How would we call this head of the cook?
We just call it a chef's hat.
Chef's hat. Yeah, looks
Yeah.
fancy. Looks fancy.
I don't know why they wear it. Yeah.
I want one for my kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? Gerard, would you like?
This guy is, I don't remember the name of the protagonist.
Travis.
Travis
Sonia.
Studio, and this lion is hologram. He's talking with the doctor that invented the time machine, and I don't remember what they're talking about. I think I suppose about the dangers of time traveling, that there is no risk.
As far as I remember, he was talking with her, and he was telling her that step by step he recovering some kind of DNA or something of animals.
Yeah, because it looks like the animals are extinguished because of virus, something like this.
Yeah, something like this. Okay, so we can see green columns. It looks like a lab to me, a laboratory.
Looks more like a prison basement to me. A dungeon, you know.
And the tiling
Yeah.
floor.
Tile floor, yeah.
Tile floor.
Fluorescent light,
Yeah, not much.
hanging by
Looks
cables.
like a morgue.
Morgue. What's the name of this? What is it in English word? So in the hospital, you know, in some places we have a place to store dead bodies.
Yeah,
Morgue.
morgue.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like a morgue. Yeah.
Sergey,
You're
have you been in a morgue many times?
No, not yet.
Okay, let's do this one. Vova, would you like to start?
Yes. We can see the doctor
A doctor?
and tourist.
And the tourist or client, yeah. Probably you don't know this word. So they're getting shots or getting vaccinated or something. I actually don't know why, because they are in kind of closed suits, but just in case.
A good point. And they don't know what kind of bacteria is back there anyway. It was 65 million years ago.
Yeah. Maybe it's not a vaccination. Maybe they insert some, I don't know, sensors or something to monitor them. Okay, but it's just a version from me.
Yeah, hard to say.
Yeah. Okay. So what we can see there? So it's a bed, like adjustable bed. what we
Mhm.
call it.
Yep, adjustable bed. Yep.
Adjustable bed. And there is a you teach me many times how to call this, but I forgot. So a table with wheels, a cart,
Just
right?
a cart, yeah.
Cart with small, like,
Medical equipment, yeah.
can I say, with the shelves, right? With the shelves where we can put
Shelves, yep,
shelves.
shelves.
On the left there is a metal kind of barrels, kind of discs, but they're actually boxes in a disc
I don't know, yeah. I'm
form
not sure.
factor. Yeah, I don't know, but in Russia medics like this too. Probably
Oh.
it's easy to.
Are they storage drawers? Is that what they are?
Yeah, maybe storage
No.
drawers. Yeah.
I don't know, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, what else? Some kind of equipment on the walls. And that's all, I guess. And guy, he's holding his shoulder to, and then that's why we can think he got a shot or something.
Yep, everything is white, everything is stainless steel metal, so it's easy to clean and to spot dirt, so that
Mhm.
everything remains sterile and sanitary.
Yep.
The man lying down is wearing suspenders,
Yeah, this one.
because
So,
yeah, he doesn't like belts.
it's a rare thing now, right?
Yeah, pretty rare.
Okay, let's go further. Vasant, actually, I don't remember this scene, so please.
Yeah, no,
Tell
this
us.
is the moment when he was watching. Yeah, he wakes up and watching the TV that the newsreader says the temperature is getting high, and he could see his plant was getting mutated. The leaves are getting greener and different flower shapes in his plant. And he started to suspect that some sort of anomaly is happening in the real world. We can see a sofa and this way up boxes. Maybe they are crates. Is that right? Crates. The boxes are crates, right? On the left. They
Yes,
use
you-
it. Yeah.
Boxes anyway, yeah, boxes with something. I don't know why he's got boxes in his apartment. Did he just move? I
To
don't know.
carry books. Yeah.
I guess it's not books, because for books it's not important where is up, where is down. Usually it's for dishes or for glasses or for something, for some
Yeah.
electronic devices.
Yeah.
Something like this.
He's got a baseball bat and glove on top of the boxes, so he likes baseball.
For self-defense, as always. In every American movie, they have a baseball bat, to crush the enemy.
That's right. The glove can block the guy's knife, and then you can hit him with your bat.
Like this. Strange sculptures on the shelf.
Yeah, I don't know what those are.
The one on the left is an elephant, I guess, but the next one is strange.
I can't tell, yeah.
Yeah.
His underwear, that's underwear. We call those boxer shorts,
Mm-hmm.
because boxers wear shorts like that. So that kind of underwear we call boxer shorts.
Yeah. We adapted
he's-
this name. Yeah.
He's in his underwear. Okay.
Through the window, I can see. I guess it's a ladder, right, on the building, to get up for firefighters or something.
I don't think it's a ladder. I think it's just like brick lines, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay. Could be brick
I
lines.
can't tell. Yeah.
Okay, let's go there. Sergey, could you?
There is a crashing of taxi, and we can see a cafe, looks like a Starbucks.
Yeah.
And we can see a lot of tables and chairs in front of cafe, and two taxi mobiles. This is the taxis have futuristic design, but I don't know why they created taxis because it's angles without
Just it's-
modern features.
yeah, it's a Czech Republic, so it's Russian design.
Ah, yeah. It looks like previous cars from the battlefields.
Yeah.
But actually, if you Google Czech cars, you can see something like this. You know, so they have a Skoda or something, and it's I can recognize this design.
Is that right? Okay, cool.
And Sergey, can you see the on the how do you say it?
Pipe.
It's kind of a holder, I guess, or something.
Collision bars, probably.
Strange. And this device tells us that the door is automated, so probably it's a self-driving car, I guess. Probably, I don't know.
Back in 2005, we didn't
Looks
have
like
that.
Tesla.
Yeah, but it may have been fancied up for the movie. Yeah.
Usually, why Java is coffee? I actually don't remember.
Java is an island in Indonesia, and their one of their big import or exports is coffee, and they call their coffee Java beans.
I see, I see.
So Java became synonymous with coffee because Java produced Java coffee beans. So Java came to mean coffee. Now, you know, in the IT world, you have Java and Java beans, right?
Yep, yep.
So it's
In
become
Russia-
an IT thing too.
In Russia, we had most popular bicycles by Java. I don't know why.
Yeah, we use Java for motorbikes, and also Java is very popular tea kind of sort in Soviet Union. Don't know why. So that's why we don't think about it like a coffee.
Okay.
And Java is the programmer language. Yep.
Yes,
Yeah,
IT
yeah.
think, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Gerard, would you like to describe this? I don't know how many legs they have.
Cylinders of oxygen, a lot of bags, and some plants. Plant spots broken, plant plots broken, and the door is well like an old design, vintage design. And I don't remember what exactly was the protagonist doing at this time. Yeah,
That's
okay.
He came to see her to talk to her,
Mhm.
and then bugs appeared in her garden.
A plague. Can you call that a plague or blight? Blight?
Yeah, I would just I just call it an infestation.
Infestation.
A lot of bugs is just an infestation.
So why do they need oxygen there? I don't understand.
I guess it's a greenhouse, so she's using the oxygen for the plants to grow better, I guess. I was wondering about that myself. That's a explosive hazard if you have an accident with those things, you know.
Yeah. Not really safe, right?
Yeah, I've never seen oxygen bottles in a garden or greenhouse before. On the right, you can see bamboo.
Yeah. And bamboo is very famous of his pace of growth, right? So it's in one day it can get 1 meter.
Ah, so maybe they did that on purpose. Yeah.
What else? What else? Do you have a lot of bamboo there in India?
No,
No?
not too much.
Mostly China, probably China and Japan. I don't know where else.
Wow.
I know in Asia they make scaffolds of the big buildings with bamboo.
Yeah, they use bamboo a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
for everything.
10 stories high, made of bamboo scaffold. You're on the outside. I'd be scared to death. Yeah.
But they really made everything. You know, they can fix your bike with bamboo when they need it. They you know these pipes when you drink, they made of bamboo, of young bamboo as well. Everything. Vova, could you please describe this picture? Well, who makes so?
Indians, yeah, it was
Native Americans.
Native Americans.
Yeah, and I have a question. How it's named? Native Americans.
They call Sergey, they called Indians. There are,
Because,
do you remember this?
because
Go.
I had the confused with Holy when I when we teach the Agatha Christie book about 10 small boys.
That's all. So, do you remember our joke? So there are Indians with feather and Indians with dots. So
Yeah.
these are Indians with feathers. Well, do you understand what is this? So Indians, actually, there are two nations called Indians. One's from America, Native Americans, and another from India, who lives in Indian, how we call it? I forgot, land, just land, okay. And Native Americans, they like to have feathers. So feathers, you know what birds has on they, yeah, this one is a feather, yeah. And Indians in India, some of them, I guess, for some, right? Some tribes like to have a dot on their forehead to attract luck, I guess, or something, just to decoration. Yeah, so that's why we call so. Actually, I don't remember. I probably missed this part in the movie, but I can see horses. I can see, I don't know.
That's Travis.
Travis, okay.
He was trying to go back into the past to the tour, but he came out here.
And did Indians attack him? No.
They didn't seem to even see him. They just rode right past him. So I don't understand that.
Okay.
They jumped over I think they might have, the horses may have jumped over the walkway, but nobody looked at him. They didn't stop to say, what is this strange man? They just kept riding away. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah. How we call this kind of land? It's a prairie or something?
Yeah, prairie's a good word.
Prairie, okay. Because
Scrub
prairie,
brush.
yeah, prairie and Indians, it's our stereotypes of west of America. Okay, Vasans, please describe this one.
They are watching the recorded video in a simulation. They get some sort of a 3D representation, so that they can trace the evidence that changed in the past. So they're all watching. The lady was taking the equipment, some sort of a briefcase. Okay, she's the videographer and she took all the videos, but I don't know how could she capture the video from a different angle. You know, it has to be
three-dimensional video. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen this Google cars with the camera on the roof? Probably the same.
Yeah.
Maybe a little drone, a mini drone went up in the air and looked from above. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Can we go?
So remember in the movie, it showed a muddy footprint on the walkway. But when they looked at this video, they didn't notice the muddy footprint. I was surprised at that.
Yeah. Okay. Sergey, could you please?
There is a moment when how's name?
Payne.
Payne, black guy, and some monkeys and combination between monkeys and dinosaurs, and monkeys attacked the Payne, and after that they will eat him. And we can see the forest, we can see two borders, I don't know what is it, maybe it's roots of trees,
Logs or trunks or I don't know, roots.
Fallen trees. I don't know. Yeah.
How we call this kind of ropes when they're vegetables?
Ivy.
Vines. Yeah,
Vines. Okay.
Ivy has vines. Yeah.
Nice. In Russian we have a word like liana or something. I don't know if it's English word. No. Okay. The same kind of thing. Let's skip a few. Let's find something. Gerard, do you remember this?
No, I only watched until the black guy died.
Okay, let's find something. So you can choose between this one and this one. What you prefer?
The former one with the fish. It looked like the fish. Is that a fish?
Kind of. I can say kind of a dinosaur from the water.
I would call it a serpent. It was long like an eel, like a moray eel, kind of, but a lot of teeth. Yeah. And he's holding his breath, and this thing wraps around him like an anaconda, and he's still holding his breath, and he's also shooting this thing at the same time. Well, actually, he got killed by being crushed. It was about to bite his feet off when the tunnel collapsed and crushed the creature.
So
And he's holding his breath the whole time. Yeah,
he got lucky, right?
yeah, very lucky.
With this creature, how we call this? Well, and in hand he has a gun, right? Hard to say. It was a gun probably.
Blaster.
Or flashlight. He had a flashlight too.
No, I think it's a knife. He was ready to.
Yeah, he had a knife too. Yeah. And he was able to stab it before its teeth closed on his head somehow. It was coming at him awful fast. I couldn't have,
To continue the joke, I would lose a lot of weight if I met this creature.
That's pretty nasty looking, yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for coming. Nice movie. Anyway, we had. I guess our discussion was better than the movie, so it's the best part. It's the best part of our process. So let's choose something for the next class in the chat. Please write your suggestions. Gerard, now that you're back, we missed you. So hope see you more often. And bye. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Thank you very much.